started?
No, not yet. I was going to say you're the founder of TLA Group. So, transportation company specializing in box truck delivery across the US. She's launched the business to build generational wealth and educate others on the fundamentals of starting and sustaining small businesses. But I'll just pass it over to you now, Telly. And yeah.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, everyone. I'm waiting for my presentation. There we go. Hello, everyone. I am Telly Arnold, the owner of TLA Group LLC. TLA stands for Transforming Limitations into Achievements, and this is exactly what we plan to do in the box truck industry. Next slide, please. So the reason why I started this business is because of this young man right here. This is my son, Joshua. I always wanted him to be able to have stable employment, somewhere he could come to and make a decent salary. And as I started this business, I realized that it can grow into so much more and give back to the community in the ways of creating jobs. The next slide, please. So the opportunities that we have in Houston are tremendous in the box truck industry. We are able to connect with businesses to be able to have a demand which is in e-commerce or final mile. And some of the unemployment factors is right now is low as in 4.5%. But when you think of the youth who are coming out of school without traditional training, it's about 10%. And those who are looking for a second chance in employment is much higher at 20%. And also in undeserved communities, that rate is much higher as well. Next slide, please. So our business model is very simple. What we do is we are over the road drivers as well too. We also work locally. Some of the people that we serve will be retail, distributors, different companies within the Houston area that we want to partner with. We want to focus on hiring people in marginalized backgrounds and also who are re-entering the workforce. Next slide, please. Some of our growth in our first year, we made $65,000. We're projected to make 200,000 in year 3, and then our fleet expansion is planned to grow to 3 by next year. We plan to create additional job hires of 2 additional direct hires, aiming for 5 in the next year. Next slide, please. Why does this matter? This isn't just a business for me. It is something that I will be able to give back to the community, also have not growth, generational wealth within my family, and also have a community impact by offering jobs to those who are looking for second chances. And next slide. And the ask is for strategic partnership, mentorship, and funding to expand our fleet. I got to fix that last slide, but that's it for me. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Short and sweet. That's good.
3 minutes. I made it.
Yeah, with 10 seconds left or something. So well done. Well done.
Yes, I do see where I need to add my contact information, so I'll be adding that in there. That was just my draft, but I'm open to any critiques. I'm not quite. They didn't give me any type of template, so I kind of took what I knew from when I did my sky's the limit pitch. Yes, Alika, I see your hand raised. You're on mute.
Yeah. I'm on mobile. I apologize. So, yeah, the presentation is very clean. Probably my only biggest critique is how much content you have on your slide. Keep it
Mm-hmm.
short and keep it simple. That was my biggest challenge because I'm a yapper when I'm passionate about something, but the average audience is not reading that word for word, especially if you're presenting. Most of the time, they're listening and skimming. So if you can keep it to a maximum respectfully of like we're talking like 30 words per slide,
Okay.
if not like 4 to 5 bullet points, you'll be in the
Mm-hmm.
sweet spot. And sometimes graphics, pictographs can carry your content rather than
Mm-hmm.
like bullet points sometimes. So just things to consider in terms of variety in your slides. So, yeah,
Well, I
that's
was
it.
trying not to read it, I was trying to have the
Yeah.
words there and then read something
Hmm.
totally almost similar, but not word for word. That was my goal to have. If
Yeah,
I looked up, I could just say, okay, I remember what I'm gonna say there, and I may say something totally different.
exactly.
Okay.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you, Alike. Telly, who's your audience for this pitch?
It is the 16th annual International Women's Conference. So it is going to be a pretty big audience. It is hosted by the Greater Houston Women Chambers of Commerce. I will tell you, they are giving an award to the president of the college where I got my MBA from. So it's going to be a great opportunity for me to network and meet people. It's an all-day event, so I got to get my best outfit together, my makeup, everything. Like I got to really turn it on. And I've never done a competition in person. And I work for a very large corporation, and after COVID, everything just became totally virtual. So I'm comfortable and confident this way. I have no idea what's going to happen when I step up on that stage. I have no idea. I don't know.
You'll
I
be
don't know.
fine.
We'll
You'll do good.
see.
You'll
I
do good.
thank y'all. Thank you.
So if anyone here has any in-person public speaking tips or anything for Telly, that sounds like that would be useful. So you're basically on a big stage then with lots of people. Ooh, exciting.
It's gonna be three of us. If I remember, first place prize is 5,000. Second place, I think, is 3, and the third place, I think, is 2. If it's still that type of format, I had to Google because I couldn't find it. So, at any rate, I'd be happy to win 2,000. So something is better than nothing.
Yeah, no,
Amen.
fantastic. Good luck. I think Christopher, you've got your hand up.
Let me see. Yeah, can you hear me? Yep, you can hear me. All right, right. Yep. So
Mhm.
great job. I was wondering, you mentioned that you're going to be on a stage, and I think you mentioned, it's going to be a great experience. Have you given some thought to trying to, do a couple practice runs or go to set up a stage somewhere and just try to, and then you mentioned you work at a work event. I'm sorry, you work for a
Mhm.
big corporation, you said. Did they have
Mhm.
opportunities where you could practice your speech or your pitch?
I could probably do it with my team. I could probably set it up and do it with them.
Hmm.
Um, trust me, I plan on doing it every day at home. So
Yeah,
I plan on recording myself so I could
yeah,
time
yeah,
myself, which is something that I did for this pitch practice so I could make sure I could
yeah,
um, stay within the time limit.
yeah,
So I did it
yeah,
today with absolutely no practicing. I didn't read my
yeah.
notes or anything. I just
Awesome.
just went and
Yeah.
did it that way. Hmm.
And that's great. I think that's outstanding, and I think I would encourage you to try to stimulate the real experience as much as you can.
Okay.
There's an organization out there I used to be a part of called Toastmasters, and it was a
Yeah.
speaking network. And I would encourage you if you could do it in front of people that you don't know, right? Because any feedback is good feedback. I think feedback is as a gift. You may not agree with the gift of feedback or what you receive, but any feedback is great. But I would encourage you to try to get on some sort of stage, get in some sort of corporate, experience, some sort of corporate, conference room or something, and just, as you said, go to your team and say, team, I need some help here. I want some great feedback because I believe in you. I know you're gonna crush it. But I said the more you do public speaking, the easier it will get. But you'll still have some nerves, but it'll be good nerves. But I like your
Okay.
business idea, and I look forward to hearing some of your success here. But great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Telly. We'll
Thank you.
we may have some questions at the end, or even those who would like to stay behind after to have a chat to the entrepreneurs, we might extend it there. But we'll move on to the next speaker just in the looking at our time. So hopefully you can stay back or answer the questions in the chat, Telly. But we're all very excited for you, and we want to. You should post it in the Sky's the Limit community group. Anything, if you record yourself, you can pop it in there. Or if you,
Okay.
yeah, and then yeah, we're here to support you and encourage you and help you anyway. So that might be a good place when would you like what Chris said, when you're standing,
Hmm.
and practicing and recording that way. And then you've recorded that video, like you could upload it unlisted in YouTube, pop it in Sky's the Limit community group, and then we'll have a look and then help you because it's a few days, right? This
It's next Friday.
next Friday, so we have a little bit of time.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
great. So thank you for
But
coming.
I gotta turn in my deck this Friday. So that's why I saw where I didn't put my contact info. So I need to go back and just make a couple of changes, take some of the words off and then yeah, so I'm gonna go fix it up. I think the pictures were fine because the pictures were actually us. So I think
Yes.
that adds a personal touch to it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, no, so
Okay.
pop that in the Sky's the Limit community, and we look forward to, supporting you up until that event. And thank you so much for being here for this one. And thanks
Thank you.
everyone